All right, so yes, obviously it's a little different looking today than it normally is. We're going to be quick and make sure everybody's in. We did the okay, but my question for the warm-up is, what is your experience with Socratic Seminar? If you don't know what that is, even if you have you ever done a class, like when you came in here and you saw the class set up, did you like, oh, I know what we're going to be doing today?
No.
Okay, well then you probably don't have any experience with the Socratic Seminar. So talk about your experiences with class discussions. And that's pretty open-ended, but you can take it any direction you want. So what is your experience with classroom discussions? Good, bad, different?
What if they're like debates?
Well, I mean, that's fine. That's not what we're going to be doing today, but I mean, that's still a type of classroom discussion. Keep move your bag so it's not like still in the row. Nobody has any experience with like a Socratic Seminar, which is cool. So this will be your first time. So, granted, I have like about 1,200 students at today, but other than that, I might be exaggerating a little bit. But 3, I have 8 people, so that's like a third of the class who's not here. So. Okay, so we're going to move on because I want to make sure that we have a chance to get to everybody. And also so you guys don't have much homework, so that's the plan at least. Okay, before we talk about Socratic seminars, we need to talk about paraphrasing because paraphrasing is something that's going to help you in Socratic seminars. It's also going to help you with your brief write that you guys are going to be writing tomorrow on metamorphosis. Because it's not like a traditional text.
Good morning, Clare High School. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready? Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Teachers, please listen for the attached notes in your email. Just a little bit of extra information. Today, October 26th is Worldwide Howl at the Moon Night, so go out there and howl at the moon. Thank you, have a great day, and go Apache.
Okay, moving past that. So how you paraphrase, the biggest mistake that students make when they paraphrase is that a lot of times you guys look at a quote and you try to thesaurus it, basically. It's like, oh, I'm gonna just change every word and I'm gonna look up a synonym, which again, if you forgot what that word means from like fifth, sixth grade, it's, you know, words that mean the same as other words. But that's not how you do it. The best way to paraphrase is to read something, close the book up, and then write it in your own words. So we're gonna practice that real quick. So you guys are gonna be either using paper or a Google Doc, I don't care which, for this next thing, but you'll also be using it for the Socratic Seminar. Again, not collecting it. So again, you can write it on a napkin for all I care, like I've told Nathan, who's conveniently not here tonight. But anyway, so read this these couple of sentences that I wrote. The part about the metamorphosis that is Kafkaesque is the fact that Gregor wakes up in an unsettling reality. He feels the weight of his job and family creating a nightmare scenario for him. Okay? So take a look at it for another couple of seconds. Okay? So write it down. Again, I don't want you to try to memorize it. I want you to put it in your own words. It was 2 sentences. Yours could be 1 sentence, technically. The sentence structure shouldn't be exactly the same as my sentence structure. While you guys do that, I'll get a patchy note set up.
I'm Ivan Rodriguez, back with your Apache Notes for October 26, 2021. Everyone in the Apache Notes studio agrees that it has been fun getting to know the students at Sanger High. We hope you have enjoyed your senior interviews and lunchtime Q&As as much as we have. If you see our crew talking to people during lunch, come see what's going on. We'd love to include you in our production. And now for this week's lunchtime Q&A with Allison Mua operating the camera and your host, Andres Portillo.
Hello, my name is Andres, and we're going to be going around lunchtime Q&A asking a few students would you rather questions. Hello, I'm here with Chris. Okay, Will. We're going to be asking a couple would you rather questions. Okay, start off, would you rather live in the Sahara Desert or Antarctica?
Antarctica, because I would die faster.
I'd rather live in the Antarctica, frankly. And I wear a lot of clothes. Okay. Would you rather find your true love or win the lottery tomorrow? That's fine.
The money.
Win the lottery. Okay.
Yeah, it's life.
That was it with our lunchtime Q&A.
The Apache Theater Department is proud to present their fall musical with Disney's Frozen Jr. The shows run October 28th and 30th and November 3rd, 4th, and 6th at 7:30 p.m. There are also matinee performances on October 30th and November 6th at 2 p.m. Tickets are on sale in the Student Center and will also be available at the door. Students are $8 and adults are $10. Come enjoy the magic-filled story of love and finding oneself. Boys basketball 3-day tryouts is still going on today in the small gym. If you're interested, the times are 3:30 for varsity and 6 p.m. for JV and Frosh. Softball practice is canceled today and will resume tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. See you out there Tuesdays and Wednesdays for the next few weeks. If you have any questions, see Coach Pennington in room 1308. Attention seniors, if you are interested, senior tributes are currently for sale. Put down a $50 deposit in the Student Center to reserve a page. We will be contacting you to schedule an appointment for Saturday, November 6th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. to design your pages. Full pages are $300 and half pages are $225. Contact Mr. Williams in room 1101 if you have any questions. Boys and girls wrestling has officially started as of October 25th. Practice is now mandatory if you are planning on coming out, unless you are still participating in another sport. Please give your blue cards to Coach Suarez. We will be continuing our Socktober drive until October 29th. Please donate your unused socks to room 311 or in the library. They will be donated to the Hope Singer House. These were your Apache notes for October 26, 2021. Have a great day, Singer High.
Okay, this is driving me crazy. So, I'm going to show you guys a word that they keep mispronouncing. It's driving me nuts. So, here it is. Keep calling it matinee. Almost sounds like manatee, like the big giant sea cow. It's actually matinee. It's a French word, so it'd be like, you pronounce it like that. How hard is it to tell them to quit mispronouncing that word? Anyways, sorry, I'll get off my soapbox, but that was just driving me nuts. But because I even made a comment about it last week, and it's still not fixed. But I will stop whining about that. Okay, so getting back to what we were doing before I showed you guys Apache notes. So, what did the previous slide say? What did you guys say? I know your hand's up, but I really want to call someone else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dad, do it.
Isaiah, what did you write?
I didn't get you right, but from what I heard, it's like it's kind of about
Okay, but you were supposed to put the sentence in your own words. Hence why I said, well, first I read it, then I said, take a few extra seconds to look at it before you write it. So next time, let's just make sure we're staying a little more focused in class, okay? James.
I was not Adrian, but basically.
You guys, come on. Okay, hold on. No, this is crap. I'm putting it back up. You guys are gonna do it.
Put it up for like 10 seconds.
I think that's all I should need to put it up for, but okay, look at the screen. Beat one was the screen. So the point is to not take a picture of it because I want you to do it in your own words. Again, did you not look at on this one? The best way to paraphrase is to read something, close the book, and write it in your own words. Okay. Do it again. Come on, guys. We don't have that much time. What's wrong? Again, doesn't have to be exactly like it. You just have to have the essence of what was said. You don't have to have it like every single detail, every single word. That's the whole point of paraphrasing. Is to take the idea of something and put it in your own words. Okay, give you guys another 30 seconds again. It should only need to be like 1-2 sentences tops. And you know where I'm coming back to, so gentlemen, be prepared. All right, Isaiah, help me out.
We paraphrase what happened with in Metamorphosis strategy or Gregor worked with her, knowing that he was a human and he didn't know what to do.
Okay. I mean, I think that's pretty good. You're mostly summarizing the story. I don't know if you're really paraphrasing what I said, because you didn't talk about the term Kafkaesque at all. You didn't talk about what made it Kafkaesque, and that's what the previous sentences said. So, James, can you help me out?
Kafkaesque. Yeah, I didn't really get the Kafkaesque thing personally, but like art, like the art style that he did in there.
Okay. All right.
And I was kind of explaining.
I talked about it in the last podcast, so if you didn't listen to the last podcast, that's why I do them, so you guys can get that information. That's it. Okay, Sarah, help us out.
Okay, this is what I said. The book River was Kafkaesque because he unexplainably woke up as a bug and had to deal with the stress about his job and his financial status, as well as had to deal with his family problems, which is what causes the nightmare situation.
Okay. So yours, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, was a little long, but I think that you basically did it. Again, it could have been something like the story was Kafkaesque because he awoke in a nightmare situation where he had turned into a bug. You could have talked more about like how he had his job. He felt like his job and his family was kind of like crushing his spirit. But again, that's all you had to do, okay? That's all paraphrasing is. So don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. Again, you just take what was said, you rephrase it in your own words. The thing about paraphrasing, it really shows that you understand what you're reading because you have to be able to like tell me in a different way what is being said, okay? So if you don't know what Kafkaesque means, it probably will be a little difficult. So again, we do need to make sure that we are understanding it. Also, I did send you guys a remind message last night about a new podcast to listen to. If you can't listen to it, like if Apple Podcasts isn't working, again, if it is working, you can just listen to it there. If not, I also put a file on Canvas. So it says the 1101 podcast. So you should be able to listen to it there. So just make sure that you guys do that. Okay. So I'm going to go over what Socratic seminars are. Okay, so welcome to your first Socratic seminar. Okay, so obviously I put the diagram out there. So there's the inner circle and the outer circle. So obviously I know it's not like a perfect circle by any stretch, but the people who are inside, so the people with those 6 chairs, are going to be the ones having a conversation. Everyone on the outside is going to be listening. So students are going to use questions that are up on the board, which obviously they're not up yet, but they will be, to kickstart the discussion. Students are not required to stick to the questions, so if you want to talk about something else in the book that I don't put up there, feel free to. You can talk about anything related to the book. Every person needs to make meaningful contributions to get points. So that's how you're going to get credit today, is by having a conversation with your group. Obviously, if you're not really participating, you're not really going to get points, or at least as much points as you probably would like. So, again, it's just participation. Try to like have meaningful conversations. If you're like continuously just asking questions to your group that are up there, that's not meaningful contribution. Okay, you have to also be answering questions as well. So that's kind of how it's going to work. But students in the outer circle, you guys are going to listen. You're not part of the conversation. Even if you want to say something or respond to something that someone said, if you disagree, just bite your tongue basically and wait till it's your turn, and then you'll get a chance. So you can you can take notes about what people have said. Again, I don't care if you use the same Google Doc or paper that you use to paraphrase, that's fine. But you're gonna be trying to prepare for when it's your turn to talk. You can reference what people said in a previous circle, you can disagree, you can add additional information, but that's kind of what you're gonna be doing in the Socratic Seminar. Yeah, did you have a question, Sarah? Okay. So here's how you're going to be graded. By the way, I feel like this was some of you when I was doing the paraphrase thing, but okay. So obviously, it's not going to be worth 4 points. It's just that's like the grade that you get. So 4, that's the scale. So if you want to get a 4, which you do, you need to offer solid analysis without prompting. So without me basically bugging you to talk. You need to show a good understanding of the text and the question. So go beyond again. He turned into a bug. We get that from the cover. Comes to the seminar prepared. I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes before we start to like take notes, look for pages that you find interesting that you want to talk about. Show active listening. So when somebody else is talking, you're not staring at the lights or daydreaming or whatever it is. You're paying attention to what they're doing, making eye contact and all that. Yes, it's cringy a little bit, but again, it's good to make eye contact with people. Offers clarifications and or follow-up. So not just like say answering the questions, but like also like again responding because it is a conversation. Makes comments to refer to specific parts of the text. So again, that's why I'm going to say, I'm going to give you guys time to look for parts of the text you want to talk about. I'm not going to go over every single one of them, but if you get a 1, that means you offered little to no commentary. Comes to the seminar ill-prepared, so you didn't like take any notes or barely know what the book's about. Doesn't listen to others, offers no commentary. And obviously a 2 or 3 is somewhere in between the 1 and 4. So just, again, shoot for the 4. And you should be fine. All right, here are the questions. So I'm going to give you guys about 5 minutes. You don't have to answer every single question. Find the question that you find is interesting, 1 or maybe 2 questions. And try to find a page number to refer to help you answer that question. Try to have some like follow-up or like anticipate what people might ask about it, or just something that you could really talk about. So I will give you 5 minutes, take a look at that list, see what you want to talk about with the group. Okay, a couple more minutes. Again, look for page numbers in the book. Every time. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna call some people. We're gonna do, I know there's 6 guests there, but we have about 15. It's already a small class, so we have about 15 people. So we're gonna do 3 groups of 5. So when I call your name, you guys are going up front. So Alexander, Ebony, Brandon, Jesus, and Tiana. Okay, so again, the rules of this, very much like Fight Club, we don't talk about, no, I'm kidding. You guys don't get that reference, you guys are probably too young to get Fight Club references. That's a shame. It's a great movie, very inappropriate, I could never show it, I'd be fired, but anyways, good movie. So again, you guys can talk about anything that's up here. If your conversation starts to veer off in a different direction, as long as it's metamorphosis related, that's okay. The point is, there's no debate. There's no like, he's right or she's wrong or he's wrong. I don't know why I used you twice, but anyways, you're both right and wrong apparently. But the point is just to talk about it. It's to like try to like learn or find something like enlightening or like come to like some sort of revelation as you guys are reading, right? Now, you're not going to solve all of the world's problems, but you're going to at least be able to like, hopefully like have a better understanding of the book. That's all it is, okay? So like I said, there's no goal really other than just to talk about the book. So anyways, I'll let you guys go ahead and get started. Like I said, the guiding questions are there if you need them, but someone start us off.
harsh lines, so it's kind of like intense and depressing for the art and framework is obviously in the language condition and background of stress. So how is the theories of conflict and problem? So the conflict theory has to do with honor, and his job is there's a lot of stress in the book due to his job and his family and then turn into a problem. Well, yeah. They could be like metaphorically used as both, but
Because they're all happy at the end when he dies. Like that's like a and like the sister's all better than this if you don't worry about him.
I feel like metaphorically, he's just showing us a bug that feels like one, like
Feels like it doesn't help if you ever tells off or tells them how he really feels.
we feel bad for him.
Yeah, because he's under like a lot of stress and like over his job and have to make this finally happy with getting the next man. So it's like that.
I also feel bad for Deborah because he worked. Was he the only one who worked? Yeah. Worked for Provide, and it was only like page 36 where it shows like him first bringing money, and then it was like on market, and then like the bottom part was like him bringing money like currently, and then no one was like, oh wow. And so I feel like he wanted validation of it, but he didn't get that, so I feel bad for him too. And he blocked it as well.
Very really quick, you saying that you started talking about art and then all of a sudden people started talking about other things. So maybe we could start continuing that conversation about the art in there. Like, what did you guys think about it?
Is it all like Samantha said, dark lines? There's like some lines where like they stop and that embraces the conditions and stuff like that. Also realized that for different versions they have like different dialogue. Like loud and like aggressive.
Like on page 45. The static.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like that shows like, oh yeah, she can or
Like,
it's people to go home and
I
the
guess read it
sisters are like all
so.
anxious.
And if you could see on page of the sister's head, it's like little dashes, like show like
that's like
a lot of emotion sort of going on.
Yeah, it seems like the sisters like really timid in this story. She's always anxious about something. And like the dad is like in the art. And he's very aggressive.
there's a kind of team. I mean, they're all happy after he dies.
felt like about it, it was treated and stuff like it. They can't, thank God. And that's probably what it feels like,
Yeah, like,
after they're all happy.
and when he started to die, and then the queen Marie found him dead, and he also like they found him and there's like, oh, let's think of God or something. Right? Yeah, and they moved in. They were showing that they were happy, like the father changed his whole persona, and like his daughter was like happy. And,
But she was anxious.
yeah,
She doesn't have to worry about herself anymore.
and it seems like they all changed. So I feel like yeah, they did change in a positive way, but not so like
Okay, just about 3 more minutes. You guys could keep on talking and then we'll flip through.
what do you guys think that Kafka wrote the story?
Okay, that's all we have time for. No, I think you guys can be done. I want to give you guys time. I just don't look at how to do that. But yeah, you guys are good. Thank you guys.
I found some Cheetos stains on the book.
You can see those things or you can. Okay, next group is gonna be Esteban, Kayla, Gianna, Pedro. Or call your name, go ahead and put up. Oh, Julian, sorry. When you come in, just, just bring it up.
Start off with it. Okay. Let's see. Kafka. What do you think Kafka wrote this story? I'm waiting for you to answer me what we want to answer.
Why do you think you wrote this?
Why do you think he wrote this story? Okay, well, I think he wrote the story like as a metaphor of his life, because if you saw like the little video William sent us, Kafka did not have a good life at all. He just had like a lowly life, it seemed like, in this story kind of represents that he felt like he was unappreciated, neglected, and just under everyone else. That's why he turned into a tiny little bug. Yeah. So that's what I think.
That's why. Because I saw the video and I was like, well, the family's been achieving good and that's how it's like something. But
You think, Julie? Yeah. That's good. How did the family change? Like from beginning to end?
His family liked him at the beginning, and at the end they were walking in his house.
Yeah, they kind of like appreciate him more in the beginning. And then, well, yeah, but it's like they were sad about it, but they kind of like enlightened them. In a way. Yeah, he brought them money and they like kind of needed him, but that also, they just like started neglecting him after a while. Like at first it was nice, but then they just thought about it. And then he became a bug, and then they were just always so scared of him. And his sister, like,
he cared so much for his sister, but his sister always seemed to be so like anxious and mean to him sometimes. Even if she fed him at first. Like, let's see. I know she was the one who said to kick him out of the house. Where was it? But on one of the pages, she's the one who says we need to get rid of him. Like, cause he got their roommates to leave, so they didn't want him anymore. And then shortly after that, he just died, I guess. But
How did you feel about his job?
He didn't like it.
it was a grueling job. Like his boss was always, he could never stand up to his boss. He'd always have to be there on time. If he wasn't, he's always so stressed about at work. Like at the beginning when he's trying to catch that train, that's what he's worried about. Not even multitasking and stuff. He doesn't want to miss work. That's so important to his life.
I thought Gregory did not like his job because he was basically doing the same thing over and over again. But also on like his college show, like his boss didn't treat him like it.
Yeah, Boston. Really yelling at him. Made him feel inferior. Do you feel bad for your Gregor?
Yes.
Why?
Because he's a bug.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, I feel bad for Greg because he's a good guy. He stayed with his family to support them with his job and everything. But then he got turned to a bug, he was neglected over time. And he was just stuck in that loop of work. He can't leave his family. And it's just sad. But you can't do anything about it. It's stuck. Like that's what the Kafka's sense of it is. I'm moving on, I guess. All right, let's talk about the art thing. What do you think how the art affected the story? What do you think the art's from? Yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, so he's trying to give off like that dark art. Yeah, he gives it more of a gloomy, more depressing sense. So, and on the 1771, it's just a drawing, but it shows the moment where he dies, with that all pretty much black. Pushes that point that. Yes.
There's a couple of people I still haven't heard a lot from, so I mean, if you guys, again, trying to give you guys a chance to get over more points, so.
What parts of the story do you like?
Yeah, I just like how you represented his life through the story, and just I like your style too. It's nice and it's easy to read, and the emphasis with the words and stuff.
I like how he made his like drawings like very meaningful.
I like that it turns into
Okay. Alright.
Just, lucky thing in life. Like this would happen in the future. What part do you like about the story? What part do you like?
Oh, what I didn't like? Okay.
This part. On page 72 and 73.
Why though?
Because they're basically like happy that he's dead.
You don't like that?
Yeah.
Well, I think they were sad that he did, but since they like a sense of relief, and then they like snap, kick everyone out, and then they like have to go live a better life. Sure.
All right. Thank you guys. We're gonna do our last group. All right. So I mean, obviously, if you have, you can follow your up. So Sarah, Jane, Natalie, Michaela, and Lorelai. Yeah. It's technically 15 minutes, but it'll be quick, okay? Yeah. Did I call you? Okay. Yeah, I did. You guys have 6 because we had an extra person come back, so.
You just want to start with how is it stream out burger and how do you know that you want to make it? How is their treatment of Burger and how do you know that you want to make it? I feel like Burger was mistreated a lot because even before he turned into a bug, they never showed him a lot of warmth like in the pic. I forgot which pic it is, but he talked about how he didn't feel the warmth of his family anymore. Like how the previously talked about when he gave them money at the beginning, they were surprised, they were proud, but then afterwards they changed and they started getting used to it and they weren't feeling much love for it
Yeah, I feel like they mistreat him a lot too. Like since like between the fact that he was like the only one making income, like you get like more care and stuff like that. And also, I don't really understand why they locked him up. Probably not locked him up, like kept him in a room.
It's like they were ashamed of it.
I mean, yeah, if they just a bug really. I don't know how big it was because like in some pictures, like in the comic book, some like it shows them like kind of small, but it's still big. Other times it makes it look like kind of huge. So maybe he was huge or something. He just didn't want to run around the whole place, but. I think that was-
I know that I wouldn't behave differently because I don't actually have a fear of bugs. Like I could adopt Burger as a pet, you know what I mean? I have a color and everything. But I'm not afraid of bugs, so I'm pretty sure I wouldn't treat him any differently. But he still has feelings, regardless if he's a bug or not. Like, how would you guys treat him? Do you think you'd treat him like his family or something different? How do you think you'd do that? Especially since like he's the income of he used to be like the income of their family and everything. But something we can also talk about is the art style. Something I noticed about the art style is if you look at the story, normally when somebody draws something in black and white, they shade it with black. But if you see here, it's the opposite. They shade things with white instead. So like mostly the background, like the base of it is black and they shade it with white, which I noticed is something different from other stories, which creates a bad and like depressing feeling and vibe to it.
Yeah, the art style, like especially when we talk about how it looks kind of like this, kind of like a hard, rigid lines kind of thing. Not really like rigid, but like kind of like darkish, like lines kind of thing. Makes it kind of feel chaotic, kind of unexplanatory kind of thing. Like, okay, everything's moving kind of quick in the story. Like, okay, so this turns to a bug. more complications with like renters. So I feel like that was another story.
And also, like on page 33, if you look at the words when it describes cliff and creek, they have certain images and like lines. Like for creek, they made like wheelie lines. In the clock, like a big burst of words. Just something you can notice in the story. Do you guys feel bad with Gregor?
100%. Yeah. I mean,
Because he puts everyone like above himself, and he still has no respect. He gets no respect for his job, and he also doesn't have any control.
Yeah, because he basically was the income of the family, and he cared. If you look through the story, it's evident that he cares a lot for them. Even when he was a bug, he worried more close to them than about himself. And his family just treated him terribly. Like in the beginning, even before the story, they were neglectful. And then when he turned into a bug, they still cared for him. But then afterwards, they started neglecting him, and he would starve. They wouldn't take care of his home. And when he died, they were sad a little bit, but then they quickly got over it. So it shows that he wasn't meaningful to their life because they could care for themselves.
and also feel kind of bad because it took them like to realize about like their life and like their future. It took his death for them to realize that like the future, oh, we need like do better, we need to get out of here, have a better life. Kind of thing. So he couldn't really see that because he was already dreading and that oh everyone hates me in my life, which is terrible kind of thing.
Something that you can also explain of it is, I feel like when they realized that they needed to get jobs, they also realized that they kind of didn't need him anymore because they could just care for themselves.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad because it's like, what is Gregor to them at this point? How did the family change?
Well, they went from well, I was gonna say something but thinking dull in the way that they always had like kind of wake up the same thing. I was like, oh, you gotta wake up. Gregor, you gotta go work. You gotta get money. Same thing over and over again every single day. Never thought anything different. That was like the same routine.
Yeah. How about you guys?
I feel like that's not easy because when he was a bug, they were work. So it's kind of like before she was dating, but actually there and using him to make things that I have to go.
Like they never actually helped them with their income, like they made Gregor, they put other stress on Gregor instead of working for themselves. Yeah. Thank you. How about how does Gregor feel about his job?
He's like kind of not scared, but just like always on top of his job. Because he said that he has a boss that talks over his employees. And I think I can't remember if he woke up scared, like one morning after he got over. And
They're very worried about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, in page 10, he describes that he felt pressure, a lot of pressure from it, and from his family as well, and how miserable it is for him, like eating the same food, the same routine over and over. On page 12, he complains about his boss acts down on him, and how he wants to do that to him one day, but he can't. And you can see on page 13, he describes himself as finally paying off his debt and cutting free, which like gives a message that he's being chained down. He isn't able to live his life because of the debt, and that he's all this stress on him to pay for their financial status and debt.
Okay, couple minutes left. Other people who haven't really had a chance to respond or haven't responded, now's your time. If you've been one of the people who've been talking quite a bit, so like James, Sarah, I have you guys are good. Michaela, you're good, you've been talking too, but like everybody else, couple more minutes. If you'd like to, like I said, I heard from you a little bit, but I would like to hear a little more.
yes, what was really comfortable? I think that it was more of like, I just said that.
Internal conflict, maybe? Like how he feels about himself and how he feels about others. Like, what do you think about that?
I think he thought that like that he knew that his family loved him, but then he
he also didn't know that they were using it.
I feel like he thought that he had a big emphasis on his sound, like they needed him or whatever. As you read on, you realize that they don't really need him.
Yeah, that's kind of thing. That's like it's like kind of too complex. The part was like well, it's like the bug and that thing annoying. But there's also the part was like well, he kind of now that he's not at work, he kind of just like his family thinks about him like they're going through, and he kind of just thinks about himself like what was his life going, what was going on, and kind of rethinks about his life.
Why do you guys think that he titled it Metamorphosis because he turned
I think he settled that because metamorphosis is when the bug like changes. So I think it had to do with the process of him changing and then living through his family knowing that he's a bug. And
like the effects of it?
All right. Sorry, I do have to cut us because the bell's almost about to ring. So, really quick for tonight, you guys did a really good job. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed doing this. We will be doing more of these throughout the school year. Not like every week or anything, but every once in a while we'll do one of these. Really quick, before you guys head out, just a reminder that yesterday you did your initial post for sections 2 and 3. You need to reply to 2 people tonight, so make sure you guys have done that. Also, listen to the episode 3 podcast. Where there will be a quiz tomorrow, so if you can't listen to it on Apple Podcasts, like if you keep getting the unavailable thing, I did put a file of it on Canvas. You should listen to it on Canvas. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know, but everybody should be able to listen to it. Tomorrow's quiz is actually going to be a multiple choice version of a quiz. It's not going to be written, so just make sure you guys listen to it, and you guys should be good. But other than that, you guys can hang out till the bell rings. Thank you.